Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, we have some indication of who Trump may be backing in the 2028 presidential election. Now, obviously, Trump's floated running himself here, but in the same breath, he's also made it a little bit obvious here that he might want to settle down, so who knows? And obviously, we have something called the U.S. Constitution, which sort of prevents him from taking office again. I think he technically could run, but he can't take office. Like, he can't be elected to a third term unless there's a constitutional amendment. And so with that said, he's looking for an heir. And somebody actually asked him about it. And they said, well, who are you going to be backing here? Is J.D. Vance the most likely candidate, to which Trump's going to respond? And so we're going to take a look at it here today, and then we'll give you our take.
You could clear the entire Republican field right now. Do you agree that the heir apparent to MAGA is J.D. Vance?
Well, I think most likely, in all fairness, he's the vice president. I think Marco is also somebody that maybe would get together with J.D. in some form. I also think we have incredible people, some of the people on the stage right here. So it's too early, obviously, to talk about it, but certainly he's doing a great job, and he would be probably favored at this point.
Check that out. All right, so he's saying that J.D. Vance is probably going to be a favorite. Honestly, that's so true. Unless, like, one of Trump's kids actually runs for office, like, of course, J.D. Vance is pretty much guaranteed to get the Republican nomination. At least I would imagine so. I mean, if you're vice president, you got a lot going for you. Like, yeah, like, people are probably going to be a little bit more sympathetic to voting for you, especially with the most popular Republican endorsing you. If Trump was endorsing Vance, well, then you know a lot of them are going to probably be supporting Vance. If Trump decides to support Little Marco, as they call him, or as Trump used to call him, Little Marco, Marco Rubio, then he'll probably get a lot of support that way. Or they can join a ticket and get some support here together. But it's actually so wild to me, like, how politics is played, because, you know, and I'm not saying people can't make up and become friends later on. But man, dude, like, I remember the debates back in my day, back in when Trump was running for his first term for office, when he was debating Marco Rubio, and he'd be like, Little Marco. Like everybody forgot that. I feel like I'm the only one who says that these days. But it always cracks me up whenever I say it, because let's be honest here, he's not necessarily the best guy. And so I feel like I have to kind of say it, right? You know, it's not every day that we have a bad politician. Oh, wait, it is every day that we have bad politicians. And so, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, interesting stuff here. You know, 2028 is a far ways away. And so obviously nobody knows who's going to be running. I mean, we have some good indications of who probably wants to run. People have made, you know, very clear, you know, on the back end, you can sort of see them licking their lips to get the presidency inside of that Oval Office there. But we're not sure officially yet who's going to run, nor do we have any indication about who would win if they were to run. And so, you know, it's one of those things where we just got to take it as is. And, like, polls these days are really weird, you know, really, really weird, because I don't think a lot of people want to necessarily publicly align themselves with the MAGA movement. And so it's sort of silent. It's sort of in secrecy, because they don't want to face the backlash and the repercussions. And you know, hey, you know, I get it, man. I understand why people would want to keep their personal political opinions private. And so, well, meanwhile, I'm ranting online, right? But it's interesting. It's interesting discussion here with respects to who would win. So I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. Please be sure to leave your comments down below. We can talk about it a little bit. Also, so close to getting 300 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button. Helps out the algorithm here. We're trying to grow. And hopefully, after this goal, we can make the next one 400 subscribers. How awesome would that be? I think it would be pretty awesome. I'd like to one day see the 4 figures, hopefully. And then maybe 5 figures, then 6, and so on and so forth. But thank you so much for watching today, ladies and gentlemen. And we will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Always do your own research. Make up your own mind.